Hello, hello, and welcome. My name is Jay, and I am your StriveScan facilitator for this evening. We are super excited to have you all here, and welcome to the Bay Area Case Studies Virtual College Fair Explore session. Thank you for joining us. I've got just a couple of housekeeping announcements before I go ahead and pass it on over to all of our presenters here. You can use the Q&A button at any time, and that's going to be how you can ask questions to our presenters. Just make sure that when you're asking a question, you list the school that you have that question for, so that way the right person answers the right question. Your audio, your video are completely off, so we cannot see and hear you, but you can see and hear us. Also, there are many other sessions happening later this evening, so we would love for you to register for more sessions. Also, this presentation is being recorded, so within about 1 week, if you want to follow back up, go ahead and follow up here at strivescan.com/BACS. Now, we have a variety of schools that are presenting here today that vary in size, location, other characteristics. So we hope this session really just broadens your horizons during your college search. I'm going to go ahead and show off and introduce here. We are number 11. So this is going to be who we have to offer here for you. We've got Vanderbilt University, Wheaton College, University of Chicago, Loyola University of New Orleans, Wesleyan University, and Denison University. So these are going to be your great schools. I'm going to pull up right here and right now. Vanderbilt, you are going to be first. So go ahead and take it away with that share.
All right, great. Thank you. Let's see if I can get this going. All right, thumbs up. If Janet, I can see you. Can you see my screen? Wonderful. Thank you. Well, thanks so much for being here this evening. Again, my name is Jan Suter. I am an admissions officer in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions at Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt University is located in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. And although we have been working from home for the past 13 months, and we have been Zooming and virtual, and will remain so for a little bit of time, this is a photo of our beautiful campus. And we certainly miss meeting all of our students and parents and counselors in person. And hopefully sometime in the near future, we'll go back to being in person. But this is a photo of our lovely campus, which is located in the middle of Nashville, Tennessee. I often get the question about how close or far away from a city are you? And we are right in the middle of Nashville, Tennessee, a beautiful self-contained 330-acre campus, which has our undergraduate university of about, and I'll move to the next slide, of about 7,000 total undergraduates. And then we have graduate schools as well, and a medical center all on one gorgeous connected campus in the middle of Nashville, Tennessee. We are mid-sized institutions, so you will see there just over 7,000 students. We've gotten a little bit bigger this year because we had hybrid model of education for our students. In a typical year, most of our students are living on campus. We are a liberal arts university, so we offer a wide variety of majors, fields of study, colleges, and schools. One of the numbers here that I really love reflects the diversity, the intersectionality of our students and all of their various interests. 475 plus different student organizations. Students are coming from absolutely everywhere, the depth and breadth of high schools and backgrounds and experiences. 44% of our students self-identify as students of color. And just to throw in a little levity, our squirrel to student ratio is actually 3-to-1, which is just an adorable way of saying we're on a beautiful park-like campus. I love this map because you can see the geographic distribution of our students, but again, they're coming from a wide array of backgrounds and experiences. 60% are actually from public schools, which means 40% are from private, parochial, homeschooled situations. We have a very nice international population of about 11 to 12% of our students. It's really about this idea of embracing diversity, equity, and inclusion on our campus. It's wanting to have all voices represented. It's wanting to really provide students with a rich experience. Your job will be to become a critical thinker and a problem solver and go out there and make the world a better place. But I certainly like to describe our campus as one of community and engagement, where students really support one another. We have these 4 undergraduate schools, and again, we have 70 or so majors. If you add in our minors and our 5-year programs, it takes our academic offerings to over 100. Whatever you want to do at Vanderbilt, you can certainly do that. Learning at Vanderbilt isn't just what's your major. Learning is much broader than that. Along the way, you will become an expert in your area, your major, your minor, your field of study. But again, this idea of liberal arts education means being able to take courses in a lot of different areas, being able to dabble and explore and still graduate in 4 years. 50% of your Vanderbilt experience will happen outside of the classroom through study abroad and maybe community service, getting involved in an a cappella singing group, through research, through internships. All of that we consider to be immersive experiences. Such an important part of your Vanderbilt experience that we formalized it with the program called Immersion Vanderbilt, where we support students by combining what they're learning in the classroom with these real world experiences. And it's something that you're going to put on your resume and talk to employers and graduate schools about. We are a residential campus, so in a typical year, and this year was atypical, but in a typical year, most of our students, about 95%, are living on campus all 4 years. We have a residential college model, which means bringing students together in our residential colleges along with faculty and graduate students. It's really about creating living, learning environments. So you're learning in the classroom, but you're learning outside of the classroom. And again, it's this idea that you're going to be challenged. You're going to challenge other students. You're going to bring your experiences together in an environment that is supportive. And absolutely, our students will describe their high schools or their other experiences as competitive. That's not the way we describe the Vanderbilt environment. It really is one of collaboration and community and support. Again, 50% of your experience is going to happen outside of the classroom. This gives you an idea of our incredible array of speakers and performers. But again, those 475 different student organizations means that you're going to find lots and lots of different ways to connect, to build community, to get involved. College is a great way to bring some of the things from high school that you like to do and then reinvent yourself a little bit, take a risk, take a chance in a supportive environment, and try new experiences. We are in the middle of the city of Nashville, and Nashville is a city, I moved here about 9 years ago from Manhattan and have fallen deeply in love with Nashville. We are about 1.5 miles from what is known as downtown Nashville, and this is a photo of it. Our students will connect through fun and food and festivals. We drink sweet tea, we like hot chicken, macaroni and cheese is always the side dish. We love food, we love the Southern food. I love this idea of Southern hospitality. We say yes, ma'am, and no, sir. It's one really of respect and again, inclusion. And Nashville is just a great place for our students to call home. And again, a really, really wonderful environment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jan. Really appreciate that. We're going to move right along now to our second presenter, Wheaton College of Massachusetts. Come on up.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And that's a tough act to follow. So perfectly done. But I will try. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to help you all learn more about Wheaton College in Massachusetts in your Explore session. My name is Jason LaPerriere, and I'm an Associate Director of Admission at Wheaton College. Jumping right in a nutshell, Wheaton is a small private liberal arts college. We're home to about 1,700 students who are coming to campus from across the country and around the world. Just over 10% of our students are coming to campus from international locations around the globe. We're an undergraduate focused institution. The average class size is between 15 and 20 students, inclusive of first year courses. And courses in a nutshell generally are discussion-based seminar style classes and all taught by faculty. We're strictly an undergraduate college, so we don't have graduate students on campus teaching courses or taking up faculty time. Undergraduates are front and center at Wheaton. In terms of location, we are located in the Northeast US in Massachusetts, situated right between Boston and Providence. So in a suburban area, but incredibly close to two of New England's largest cities, really gives students the best of both worlds in terms of having access to those great cities through the train station, which is about 10 minutes away from our campus. But they also get to enjoy that beautiful, safe residential campus as well. It spans about 400 acres. A lot of that is wooded area. So from one side of campus to another is about a 10-minute walk. Very traditional New England campus feel on our campus, complete with a pond. In In terms of rankings and recognition, we've been placed among the top 50 national liberal arts colleges by the Times Higher Education Wall Street Journal publication for the last several years. This is one of my favorite rankings because it focuses on student satisfaction, not only of students currently on campus, but they also survey graduates and get their sense for how they feel Wheaton prepared them for life after college. We've also been recognized for a number of other areas that you can see up on your screen as well. In terms of aspects that really help to differentiate Wheaton from some of the other small liberal arts colleges you might be looking at, one is definitely our campus curriculum. Wheaton's campus curriculum is unique in that it's almost entirely open, promoting a very high degree of flexibility for students. They work incredibly closely with faculty and academic advisors to craft an educational experience that's truly unique to them. It's not just completing a standardized set of general education requirements. In fact, there are only 3 requirements that every single Wheaton student will complete before they graduate. The first is an interdisciplinary first-year experience course, sort of an introduction to college. The second is a sophomore year experience course, which will not be a typical class. It'll actually be experiential in some way. It might be research, internship, study abroad, but the idea is that it will be experiential, and I'll get into why in just a moment. Third and final requirement is that you have a major and complete the requirements for that major. There are lots of optional components you can take advantage of, honors programs, some unique things we call LEAP certificates, skills-based courses, but double majoring. Because we have 100+ majors and minors, double majoring is a popular option. About a third of our students typically double major. Our top 3 programs, in terms of really showing the breadth of opportunities that we in top 3 programs include business, biology, and psychology. Another unique aspect to Wheaton is that we guarantee all of our students a funded internship or research experience before they reach their senior year, and that's called the Wheaton Edge program. 2 big promises coming through the Wheaton Edge program. The first is that you'll have a meaningful experiential learning opportunity by the time you reach senior year, hence the importance of that sophomore year experiential course. The second big promise is that it will be paid. If your internship sponsor isn't paying you directly, you'll be compensated by the college. The average 8-week summer internship compensated with a $3,000 stipend directly from Wheaton. 96% of our students live on campus, and we guarantee housing for all 4 years for our students. I should qualify 96% in a typical year, which we're certainly hoping for in the coming academic year. But we have 19 residence halls and 16 student-run theme houses on campus, which I describe as clubs with housing, a great way to live with folks that have the same passions and interests as you. There's also a specialty housing available, such as wellness housing, special interest group housing. For example, we have a first generation floor as well for students that want to opt into that. Because so many of our students live on campus, they take advantage of the opportunity to immerse themselves in campus life. We have 100+ clubs and organizations, 21 varsity sports at the NCAA Division III level. We're part of the NUMAC conference, competing against schools like MIT, Mount Holyoke, and Babson, just to name a few. In terms of how our students do post-graduation, happy to say incredibly well. It's worth noting that while the majority of our students will graduate and go directly into their first job, it's almost half of our students that will go on to graduate school within 5 years of graduating from Wheaton. In terms of the application process, some highlights here, since I know it's a little bit of a ways off for you. We are a common application institution and it's completely test optional and have been for over 25 years. So that's not something that's new to us because of the pandemic. We offer early decision, early action, and regular decision application programs, generally accepting A/B students overall and students that challenge themselves beyond the baseline college prep curriculum at their school and taken some of those advanced placements, honors, international baccalaureate, or however your school designates those more challenging courses. In terms of financial aid, we offer merit-based and need-based financial aid awarded at the time of admission. The vast majority of our students are receiving some form of merit scholarships. The average is between $30,000 and $45,000. So really a significant commitment on our part to make sure that affordability isn't a barrier to attending students that are interested. Visit opportunities. Would love for you to check us out more. If you scan that QR code with your smartphone, that'll take you directly to our visit page. If you're doing any Googling or going to our website, be mindful that there are 2 Wheaton colleges out there in the US. We are Wheaton College, Massachusetts, and full wheatoncollege.edu. Thanks so much.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jason. Really appreciate that. Now, University of Chicago, take it away.
Thank you, Jay, and thanks everyone for tuning in. My name is Mason Heller, and I'm an Associate Director of Admission at the University of Chicago. And jumping straight into things, University of Chicago is known as being this school of ideas. Our students love talking about ideas, debating ideas, coming up with new ideas and ways of thinking of things. It really gets at the heart of who we are. And as corny as it is to talk about one's motto, our motto translated into English is "Let knowledge grow from more to more, and so be human life enriched." And so, the educational philosophy at our schools is that ideas are not meant to just live in the vacuum of, an ivory tower or at the vacuum of the university, but our students are really interested in how can we harness the power of our ideas to enrich human life, to make society and the lives of our fellow community, better, right? And so that's really, I think, what drives our students. And so first up is your academics, right? First and foremost, want to talk about that. And of course, I can't talk about everything. And so I want to talk about the things I think that make UChicago the most distinctive. And so in terms of your academics, at UChicago, you're able to work with world-class faculty. Look at, we have 7 current Nobel laureates amongst our faculty, and over 90 researchers, alumni, and faculty at UChicago over the past 100 or so years that have been awarded the Nobel Prize. So you're able to join in that legacy of scholarship and generation of new ideas, new knowledge. But the heart of the undergraduate education is the core curriculum. So this, I think, is something that really makes UChicago stand out. Every student, about a third of your classes will fall towards the core. Every student will meet these requirements in the different areas you see up here on my slide, which is not sharing, but is sharing now. And now you can see my slide. But you see on this, the core major electives. The core will be a third of your classes. While every student is required to take the core curriculum, no 2 students will meet the requirements in the exact same way. There's actually a lot of flexibility to choose from different areas of choose different classes within the areas of the core. One example, in humanities, there are actually 9 different core humanities sequences you can choose from. One of our tour guides at Chicago, he's a biology major, but he took media aesthetics in humanities, which looks at the questions of how do we understand the human experience. But media aesthetics, you're looking at not just literature, but media, right? So art and music and film. And he wrote every essay for that class about Beyonce. Somehow he tied Beyonce into his essays. So you can have a lot of fun with the core, kind of make it your own. Really quickly on majors, and we offer over 52 different programs of study. About 25% of our students double major, a third of our students minor in addition to major. And then electives, every class that's open to you, every class that's taught is open to you. So we have a singular college. Every department is underneath that same college. Most students don't declare until the end of their 2nd year. So you have this foundation in the core, but also this breadth to take advantage of different majors or electives throughout the college. Something that I think is really distinctive at UChicago in terms of your time outside of the classroom are your opportunities to get involved with research and also career opportunities in terms of career exploration. With research, we have over 160 research centers on campus, and we also manage 3 national labs: Argonne National Lab, Fermi Lab, and the Marine Biological Laboratory in Woodsville, Massachusetts. And as bright as you all are, you're not in it alone. You have full-time academic and career advisors to help you navigate the curriculum, stay on top of requirements. And something that I think is really special is how we think about career exploration. Our motto is early and often. And so there's lots of opportunities for first-year students. You can do things like go on treks or externships or take part in a 1-month or 2-month micro internship. And throughout your 4 years, you can take advantage of Metcalf internships. In addition to your career advisor, you can go to workshops or attend recruiting forums or apply to internships in these careers and programs that are listed here. These are all pre-professional programs open to any student. But by the time that you graduate, 95% of our students have a job in place at graduation or substantive plans, whether that's a job, graduate school, a fellowship. And so that early and often approach we see works really well for our students. And then lastly, I want to talk about the community at UChicago. And your first introduction to the community, I think that makes us really distinctive is our housing system. So we have a residential house system. We require students to live in housing your first 2 years. We guarantee housing all 4 years. And every house is a microcosm of the universities. There's no freshman dorm. Everyone's mixed together. You instantly become friends with upperclassmen. And there's a lot of fun house traditions. One of which is our annual scavenger hunt. We have the world's largest annual running scavenger hunt. You can find fun videos of different items being built for the scavenger hunt online on YouTube. Lots of fun there. And you're also part of a vibrant student community outside of just the houses and different house traditions. So we have over 450 student clubs on campus. Our largest student club is actually University Theater. They do between 30 and 40 productions every year. We're a pretty vibrant art scene. I'm an alum of UChicago. I graduated in 2015 and was a member of an a cappella group on campus. I don't know if anyone here has seen the movie Pitch Perfect. If you have, maybe you know that it's actually based off of a real competition, the International Championship for Collegiate a cappella. And the group that I sang in went to the finals, has gone to the finals 4 times out of the last 8 or so years. And one of those years, we did a cover of a Sia song. And we tweeted it at Sia, and she retweeted it out to her followers. And I pretty much just fainted when I saw that. But anyway, that's a lot of stuff to explore with different clubs and traditions on campus. And last thing I just want to note is a thing that makes us distinctive are essay questions. So you should definitely go online and check out some of those fun essay questions. But that's UChicago. I invite you to, if you have questions, happy to answer those in the Q&A. But I want to hand it over to Jay, take it for our next presenter. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, appreciate that. And just as a reminder to all of you who are here live, that Q&A button is available for you to ask any question that you have for these schools here. Definitely list the school name in there if you have a specific question, but let's head it on out to Wesleyan. You're next.
Awesome, thank you. Just let me make sure to share. Oop. Great. So yeah, welcome everyone. My name is Janet Ortiz. I am an assistant dean of admission at Wesleyan, and just here to introduce. Definitely, I'm excited to talk to you guys today. So Wesleyan is basically equidistant from New York City and Boston, 2 hours to New York City, 2 hours to Boston. So pretty central location and also public transportation that can get you to both of those cities pretty quickly. But certainly most of your time will be spent on our beautiful campus. This is just kind of an up aerial shot for you guys to see. But going into some specifics, you know, one of the biggest things about Wesleyan is that we do have an open curriculum. And within that open curriculum, students are really able to choose whatever classes they're really drawn to. We don't have a single required course at Wesleyan. The only requirements that we do have is that you are graduating with 32 credits. So 1 class equals 1 credit at Wesleyan. And then you also have to have a major course of study completed. So we have about 45 majors to choose from. Students are usually declaring at the end of their sophomore year. So you have about 2 years to explore within the open curriculum, figure out what you like, figure out what classes you don't like, which I think is just as important, and really exploring within it. I think one of the really great things about Wesleyan is that experimentation is absolutely welcome and encouraged. Students are really going beyond their comfort zone, beyond just the classes that they feel like they were good at in high school, and really, you know, exploring throughout the curriculum. And there are tons of opportunities for interdisciplinary learning, a lot of really cool programs. For example, like the College of Social Studies is one of our majors at Wes, and it's a combination of economics, history, English, kind of like political science, government. And so that is a kind of like a pre-established major already. So a lot of interdisciplinary learning within the classroom as well. Just going through some slides of kind of what close-ups of campus buildings. College Row is definitely, it's our most historic and oldest part of the college. And this is just the row of buildings that you'll see there. Anything from like our Performing Arts Center. This is the 92 Theater where only student theater is run. This is Judd Hall over here, which is where our psychology department is held. So lots of cool buildings on that row. Center for the Arts is also basically right next to College Row, and it is exactly what you expect: center for dance, theater, music. We also have a recording studio on campus, lots of opportunities to get involved in the arts curricularly and also extracurricularly. I always like to highlight the Resource Center. This is a really great place for students to go on campus, whether they need, any sort of textbooks. They do a textbook exchange. Students coming from California, of course, I like to throw a picture of the snow in there so you guys can start to prepare for what that's like if you plan on coming east. But the Resource Center actually also will do like a winter coat drive. There's also, I added in here just a sample of events that they've done in the past, and really just an all center for any students that have been marginalized, first gen students, students of color, definitely a focus of our campus to be able to support these students. So that is one of the things that I always like to highlight. Olin Library, this is our largest library on campus, very, very beautiful and very peaceful place to study. We actually have two large libraries. Olin Library is one of them. The other one is Exley Science Center, Science Library. So that's another place to study as well. I think the housing model at Wesleyan is certainly pretty unique. It is based on this idea of progressive independence. So as you go through the housing model, you gain more and more independence. In your first year and your second year, you might be living in a residence hall. So mostly just, taking care of like your half of the room, making sure that it's neat and tidy. But then by the time you're a sophomore, you get the option of program houses, which is basically like a themed based house for about 20 to 25 residents in the house. There is Outhouse, which is actually a program house for students that enjoy the outdoors. There's Full House for students that enjoy cooking. There is Malcolm X House or X House for students that are identify with or want to learn more about the African diaspora. So there are a lot of different kind of these identity-based housing or just interest-based housing to find folks that you really like to live with and have common interests with. Students can also live in 2 to 4 person apartments starting their junior year, but certainly the thing that students definitely look forward to the most is their senior year when they live in wood frame houses. And these are usually 2 to 6 person houses. You can see in Middletown, this is a whole row of senior housing down this street as well. And you'll also notice that this is pretty integrated into Middletown itself as well. You can't really, when you're on campus, make a distinction between what's Middletown, what's Wesleyan, and that's definitely very intentional. We are an open campus, and so it allows for students to also learn like what it's like to be a community member, because sometimes senior houses will be next to Middletown residents. But other than that, the kind of this pinnacle of wood frame housing in your senior year, students are really loving the opportunity to live more independently, basically like a house on training wheels. Foss Hill is the center of campus. I love these pictures here. It's where graduation happens, just some fun hangout times, picnics, and really is the center of our campus. So just another aerial shot. And if you want more info, you can go to bebrave.wesleyan.edu.
Beautiful, thank you so much. And we're going to move right along to our next presenter with Loyola University, New Orleans.
Thank you, Jay. Again, my name is Ricky Alarcon with Loyola University, New Orleans. Again, I am a regional representative that covers Western United States. I currently live in Dallas, Texas. Again, our campus is located in the city of New Orleans. Loyola University is a private Catholic Jesuit institution with about 3,200, a little bit under 3,200 undergraduate students, and offering about 110 different academic programs. As you see, very green, very nice space that we're located in the part of New Orleans. Actually, we're located in a historic neighborhood. It's actually, if you're familiar with the city of New Orleans, over here you can see it's the French Quarter. You take St. Charles Street, and then you go west and you'll run into our campus. And then some of the fun things to do around the city, of course, is there's lots of things to do as far as festivals, carnivals, everyone hears about Mardi Gras, but football season is also a big part of our culture here, being part of the Saints football team, as well as having great foods and great things to do throughout the city. One thing I didn't notice is that when I started working here is that there's more TV shows and movies that are produced here than any other city in the US. Actually, there's a couple of movies that actually been filmed in our campus. So if you've seen Happy Death Day, it's a horror movie that came out, I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago, that was actually shot in our campus. So we basically have 3 different colleges: the College of Arts and Science, College of Business, College of Music and Media. Now, most students will know us from our music and media departments. We are, the traditional music, performance, vocal. We also have theater, musical theater, filmmaking, and then we have some business music programs that involves our business school as well. That music industry studies is you're learning the music industry as well as learning your craft and your talent. Another one is our urban electronic music production. That's if you want to become a beat maker, audio engineer, that kind of career path. That's a good degree for you. And we do have one of the oldest journalism schools that actually falls in the music and media as well. Number 2 is our business school. We are a port city, so just like every other port city, commerce and trade goes hand in hand with our community. So economics, management, international business, those tend to be very popular. 3 is our sciences. We do offer chemistry, biology, but we also offer marine biology. If you want to emphasize in that, you can. And then we just started our nursing school for this fall 2021. It's a direct entry to our nursing school. So students get admitted to the school, they'll also get admitted to the nursing program. 4 is psychology and 5 is criminology. So those are probably our top 5 areas. But again, I mentioned we are a liberal arts institution, so we highly encourage students to double major, add minors to your program, because again, part of our Jesuit philosophy is that the more subjects that students know, the better communicators, the better critical thinkers, troubleshooters that they become when they leave here. So we definitely want you to become kind of like a jack of all trades in different industries. So we do have different programs here. Again, our music and media. And we do have an honors program as well. So students that are academically, that are at the, good GPA, good test scores, we encourage our students to apply for our honors program. Again, they're a selected group of students, so you have to apply. And then basically we'll substitute some of our core curriculum and they'll take our honors curriculum with that. Again, opportunities to do research, study abroad, and definitely work closely with our faculty. I did mention study abroad, so we do offer that option for a lot of our students that kind of want to see the world, and we expect them to go and broaden their horizons, see different countries, travel. And so really quickly, I'll talk about this last few minutes here. I do want to talk about our admission criteria. We are test blind, so we do not require test scores for the upcoming year. And what that basically means is the second question I get asked is, well, what do you do as far as getting accepted? So we do a holistic review. So we will look at the student's transcript, rigor, GPA, the courses that we're taking, letters of recommendation, an essay, which is the personal statement, and we are on the common application. So you submit those items and we will determine your admissions off of that, as well as scholarships. Scholarships is also test blind, so we will do that. There's a formula we will use. And so here are some of the deadlines to keep in mind for the upcoming year for juniors, definitely for next year. For those students that do want to go into music and media, there might be an additional portfolio, interview, audition, live audition that might be submitted. And of course, there's definitely scholarships available for those students as well. Just kind of want to mention about our merit scholarships. They start at anywhere from $11,000 to $23,000. And of course, we have some great leadership scholarships as well, our Ignatian, social justice. And so we offer those scholarships. If students are interested in athletics, we do offer NAIA Division I. So we do have some great teams that we offer to help our students. So this is just a breakdown of tuition, cost of fees for this last year. And this will conclude my section. So again, I'll hand it over to Jay, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ricardo. Really appreciate that. We have one final school left with Denison University. Caitlin, take it away.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Hi, my name's Caitlin. I'm one of the Associate Directors of Admission at Denison University. Denison is a small residential liberal arts college in Granville, Ohio. I'm not going to talk about a lot of statistics, so you can kind of look and see a little bit about who we are on this first slide. The only ones I'll point out today is our size. So we're about 2,300 students, a little bit bigger than some schools here, a little bit smaller than some schools here. And we are a four-year residential community. So almost 100% of our students are living on campus all 4 years. So Denison is in Granville, Ohio. Here's a map of the United States in case you're not sure where Ohio is. It's totally fine. And where Granville is in the state. So that first slide said we're about 25 minutes from Columbus. I would say we're about 45 minutes from Columbus, and I'll talk about Columbus in just a moment. But Granville is a very small town. You can see this is kind of the main drag here. We are just about a 5-minute walk up a hill behind this pub on the left of the picture here. Granville is a very New Englandy feeling town. If anyone knows Gilmore Girls, it honestly to me feels very Stars Hollow-y, but in a street instead of around the gazebo. So our students really love that small town kind of vibe. At the same time, as I said, we're about 40-ish or so minutes from Columbus. It's not really because of traffic, like so many of you and I live in Los Angeles, experience in our lovely cities. It's just more like, where are you going in Columbus? As you can see here, Columbus has over 2 million people. It's the capital of the state of Ohio. It's about the 14th largest city in the country. It has the arts, it has food, it has sports, it really has everything. I think it's a little gem that so many people don't really realize is so wonderful. It has the Ohio State University as well. Sometimes people think it's funny to mention another college, but that just means there are a ton of young people in Columbus. So we really like to say that our students enjoy small town living, but also a lot of benefits of a big city, both professionally and socially. One thing, we are all about relationships at Denison. So, student to student and student faculty, student staff, we are really about relationships and mentorship. So as you can see here, about 92% of students indicated that they found a mentor while on campus versus about, as you can read, 22% nationally. And I would say, I would kind of put an asterisk, say they found at least one mentor, because most students at Denison find at least 2, if not 3 mentors. So this is a place where your classmates will know you, your faculty will know you. It's the kind of institution where the president walks around most of the time. He recognizes students. He'll know your name, you know his name. It's just a really familial place, and I really love that about Denison. My colleague from Vanderbilt said that Southern hospitality. I also think the Midwestern hospitality is amazing, especially coming from Los Angeles. A little bit about extracurriculars at Denison. So this is about athletics, and I will get to that, but we have about 165 different student organizations, including athletics. We're a Division III program, but we tend to have a lot of athletic success. So whether or not you're an athlete, if you are looking for a smaller school with maybe a bigger school athletic vibe, Denison could be a great fit for you, because that is definitely what we have. This is Mitchell. It's a great spot. One of the students that does this presentation with me frequently says her favorite spot is in the corner. Can't really see it. There's a hot tub back there for anyone. The pool's open for anyone, but she and her friends who aren't athletes say they spend a lot of time down at Mitchell. Mostly they just go and hang out in the hot tub. The arts, athletics, really big at Denison. About 1/3 of the student body is a varsity athlete. You can see the same stat here. About 1/3 of the student body is involved in music ensembles. This is our newest building on campus. It's the Michael D. Eisner Center. He's a really generous alum, new home for dance, theater, and music. This is a campus that is dripping in the arts. And honestly, my favorite thing about Denison is that this is a campus where we really value athletics and we really value the arts. And I think it's hard to find a balance like I have found here at Denison. I did not attend Denison, but I think that that's something that makes us pretty different than a lot of different institutions. But even if you don't want to be involved in athletics or the arts, tons of different opportunities to get involved across campus, whether it's study abroad, whether it's our internships, service, Greek life. There's a lot going on, and I think really what makes Denison students similar to each other is that they're just super, super, super involved in co-curricular activities. In terms of the application, you can read these deadlines. I will just point out that we meet 100% of demonstrated financial need. We are test optional. We have been for over a decade. We do not plan to change that. We also have been on campus for all year, and it's gone very, very well. So we are definitely planning to be on campus in the fall. I think I put in the Q&A, we're doing tours if you want to visit, or we have a lot of virtual options. Happy to chat with you. Thank you so much, and I will turn it back over to Jay.
Awesome, thank you so much. Well, I'm gonna bring up my screen here and I'm gonna close us out here. So thank you all so much. I'm super grateful to have you all here. Specifically to our 6 presenters, thank you for the 6-minute quick highlight of what your school had to offer. Thank you to all of those of you who are here live getting to check in. Just so you know, at the very end of this, when you close out, there will be a short 4-question survey that we at StriveScan would love your feedback on. Also, there's an additional session that's still happening later this evening. You can quickly register for it if you're not. And this session has been recorded. So if you need to follow up and get back with anything or follow up with any contact information, you can definitely do so within about 1 week at strivescan.com/BACS. And I'm going to close this out, and you all have a wonderful night.